traffic management and transportation, health and environment, education and technology, making Lagos a 21st century economy, entertainment and tourism. These are the visionary strategic pillars that has transformed the city of Lagos. Let's talk progress on the City of Lagos TV show. Thanks for joining us. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's major priority and prerogative as a proactive administrator and governor is to strategically seek and explore diverse opportunities to drive and sustain the Greater Lagos vision. Little wonder his official engagements week in, week out smacks of commitment, innovation, and resilience to succeed. So, how did Mr. Governor fare in recent times with recent official engagements? Let's share them with you from the Governor's Office platform on the City of Lagos TV show on TV Nigeria. Stay tuned. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu was the chief host at the opening ceremony of the inaugural Lagos State Energy Summit held recently in Lagos. Mr. Governor, in his keynote address, was of the view that the challenges currently being experienced in generating adequate power supply can be surmounted if there is a collective effort by all critical players to drive and ensure a secured, inclusive, sustainable energy future for Lagos.
This platform, we believe, underscores our own modest attempts at unwavering the commitments to see that we start a more secure, a more inclusive, and a more sustainable energy future for Lagos. And that is the operative word there, is energy future for Lagos. And you can see from the theme of the Energy Summit itself, they say it's a journey to energy for all. Really what a journey means is that, we have a destination, but we all need to work really, really hard, twice as fast, twice as much, twice as better, for us to get to that journey, for us to be able to, on that journey, reach a destination. And I imagine this is what this summit will help us begin to set the tone for that journey. And it speaks directly to the heart of our own mission and reaffirms our commitment towards making Lagos not just a mega city, but indeed a smart city, where we believe no community should be left behind in the pursuit of our development. We believe that no home should remain in darkness, not in 21st century. It's a shame on all of us. So it's really a call for all of us to do whatever we need to do to make sure that we can turn around this very, very quickly. And I want to stand here to tell you that Lagos, which is our commercial hub, which is the fastest growing megacity in our continent, which is a place that dreams homes, gives belief, gives endless possibilities to all and sundry, is ready to address this energy access in a sustainable manner. Thank you. And so our vision is simply yet ambitious, is to make Lagos a 24/7 economy, which is powered by a clean, reliable, and affordable energy. I think the word affordability there, it's a very strong word. The vision aligns with the global climate goals, Nigeria's energy transition objective, and our commitment to building a resilient and sustainable future for generations to come.
The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, recently commissioned the newly constructed Lagos State Commercial Court in Lagos Island. For Mr. Governor, the commissioning is indeed a landmark achievement that will to a large extent resolve commercial disputes efficiently, considering the fact that Lagos is Africa's premier commercial hub.
I stand here with immense joy and pride that we have all gathered to commission and to hand over the Lagos State Commercial High Court here in Lagos Island. It's a landmark achievement in the journey to position Lagos as an Africa's premier hub And we continue to mount this. But it's not just an ordinary hub, it's a hub for commerce, for innovation, and for justice. This court and this edifice here today is not just a building. It is a culmination of a vision that is rooted in foresight, a vision that has a lot of collaboration and deep determination. The idea of this court, I'm told, was first championed by one of our finest, a retired Chief Judge of the Lagos State, Honorable Justice Ayotunde Philip, the 14th CJ of Lagos. During her tenure as the Chief Judge, she proposed this specialized court as part of a broader judicial reform which was aimed at addressing one of Lagos' most pressing challenges, resolving commercial disputes efficiently. Justice Phillips envisioned a court that will reduce litigation time to not more than 6 to 9 months, which we believe was an ambitious goal that has culminated in the establishment of this institution. Our commitment at that time, in conjunction with other collaborators, with international partners like the British Council and other local stakeholders, were a shared vision that we have seen here in reality. This court, therefore, is a game changer with a total of 10 state-of-the-art courtrooms with cutting-edge technology and with a team of skilled judges that are specialized in commercial law. We are creating an environment where businesses, as we say in Lagos, can grow, where businesses can innovate, and they can thrive with confidence, knowing fully well that in the event of dispute, there's a place that they can go to, and justice will truly, really be dispensed.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu recently swore in Otumba Oladipupo Oluwaloni as the new chairman of Ayobo Ipaja LCDA after the sad demise of the former chairman, late Chief Mrs. Bolatito Shobowale. Mr. Governor, while eulogizing the great leadership prowess of the late chairman, charged the new one to deliver quality leadership and equally exhibit selfless service to the people.
While we still mourn the unfortunate demise of our late chairman, Chief Mrs. Bolatito Shobowale, whose unwavering dedication to public service and commitment to the growth of our Ayobo Ipaja LCDA will not be forgotten very soon. We are nevertheless here to fulfill the responsibility of ensuring that continuity in governance by swearing in a new chairman to carry forward the developmental agenda of this important LCDA. Our late chairperson was a leader of substance, a woman that has vision, to serve the people of Ayobo Ipaja LCDA with diligence and with integrity. And we owe it to our memory to sustain the progress she helped build. I will pray to Almighty God that may our soul continue to rest in perfect peace. Today, we have witnessed the swearing in of Otumba Oladipupo Oluwaloni as our new chairman of Ayobo Ipaja LCDA. Otumba Oluwaloni is no stranger to public administration, and his appointment is a testament to the trust and confidence that the government and the people of this LCDA have in his ability to lead. As you assume this important responsibility, I urge you to govern with fairness, to govern with transparency, and with a deep sense of service to his people. He was our erstwhile vice chairman, so he knows what I'm talking about. Local government administration is the closest tier of government to the people. It is the foundation upon which good governance is built. I therefore want to charge our new chairman to focus on initiatives that will enhance grassroots development, to improve service delivery, and uplift the standard of living of the residents. It is essential to work closely with various community stakeholders, traditional rulers, civil society groups, and of course, political leaders to foster inclusive governance and sustainable progress. I trust that under your leadership, the LCDA will witness accelerated progress and transformation.
The just held 28th convocation ceremony of the Lagos State University, LASU, was a clear show of academic excellence at its best, with the graduation of 11,907 graduates for the 2023-2024 academic session. Representing Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu at the ceremony, the Deputy Governor, Dr. Obafemi Amzat, thanked the Vice Chancellor and her team for delivering quality education and outstanding graduates. He also professed the unique academic potentials of LASU.
I must acknowledge with pride that the Lagos State University has consistently upheld the lofty expectations of its founding fathers, exhibiting admirable commitment to academic excellence. The commitment is apparent in the caliber of exceptional graduates produced annually by the university. The alumni of this prestigious institution have consistently demonstrated exceptional academic prowess and outstanding personal qualities, thereby providing a steady supply of highly skilled and capable professionals to drive progress in our dear Lagos State and nation. Be ready, because I've seen here that there are people who did PhDs in transportation and logistics. You know that Lagos State is the only state in this land that has an internal train system. What is coming with that is a real academy. We cannot continue to go to China, to go to Milwaukee, to bring everything. We must do it here. And Lagos is ready. So your PhD will be useful for us to make sure that we are at least able to run those trains with Nigerians only and Nigerians only. So we must then thank the academic and non-academic staff of this institution. Your tireless dedication to excellence has cultivated a vibrant academic ecosystem, positioning our university as a shining exemplar of academic distinction and innovative excellence. You are the pillars of excellence that uphold our institutions, and we are deeply indebted to your selfless service. I encourage you to continue in your collaborative efforts, shaping a professor's future for our students, our community, and our nation. We express our sincere gratitude and admiration for your tireless dedication, which has been the driving force behind this institution's success. Professor Olatunji's leadership has been a game changer in the university administration, not only in our state, but in this country, introducing innovative approaches and bringing a refreshing perspective to the field and elevating our dear Lagos State to greater heights.
Let's now bring you some courtesy visits to Mr. Governor in recent times. The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, received in audience the Managing Director and Board of Directors of the Central Security Clearance Systems on a courtesy visit to Mr. Governor. Both parties, in their submissions, agreed to the fact that useful, reliable, and accurate data can, to a large extent, check tax evasion in Lagos State, which will equally improve revenue generation to accelerate development.
Because of data protection, we hold a lot of data, and I'm happy to say that since 1997, we've not deleted one data, we've not corrected one data. So we've had data from 1997 to date, emails, correspondences, paperwork, everything. Now, what that does for us, it gives us power to build intelligence on top of that data and be able to serve the market, which we're working on a daily basis. And by the time those things are ready, we'll be able to, start giving that data. So, for example, and I'm not giving the idea to your honorable commissioner in terms of, you can take our data and tell who is paying taxes or not, or yes, you can see whether he's paying the right taxes or not. But of course, you require his consent to be able to access that data due to DPR. But there's so many things you can do with our data. Mine it, see, make comparisons around, the bank accounts, the holdings, and all of that to give you an idea of who is actually tax evading and all of that. So we'll be able to offer that service because we have APIs. So Lagos State can consume our APIs and be taking data from us and using it for their planning purposes. Such information can be useful and I'm glad that the economic advisor is also here that can actually help in planning for the future as well.
It's been a massive, massive improvement from, what we used to know 10, 15, 20 years ago. Kudos to all of you, but like you said, there's still a lot more that could be done. And I think in the area of the total number of, account held, 14 million for a 200 million population, meaning that indeed there's still a lot of education around financial inclusion. There's still a lot of education that needs to happen for people to understand that there are a lot of investable instruments that people need to get involved in. And I think, we need to be able to encourage a lot of our companies, coming into the stock market. That is one place that we need to tell people that apart from safety, you have the ease of entry and exit, easily once you have, all your documents, and you can, so I think all of us still have that assignment to bring a lot more, companies, a lot more organizations into that market, and be able to continue to sell, the opportunity and the benefit to our citizens. With the population that we have, we should not be doing anything less than 10%. A 20, 25 million people should be, the kind of numbers that we'll see. But that means we still have work to do. That's what it tells us. But well done so far, and I can see that you've drawn future plans for yourself. Faster settlement, mobile app, enhanced data analytics, and digital transformation in emerging technology, which is always will continue to evolve. Around what other opportunity we can see? Yes, we know that there are several institutions, that have data. So it's really what we can, how we can utilize those data properly, for confidentiality and for also, safety of the customers. But because indeed, if you look at where we are as a government, the amount of people that still pay tax, freely, and still also comply freely, is still a very, very minute population. We can commend CSCS for being, a very responsible corporate organization. Thank you very much for that. Our prayer is for a lot more people to see the benefit of it.
And still on courtesy visit, the recent courtesy visit by the general manager of Super Sports and his team to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu was to keep him abreast with the international pre-season football tournament proudly organized by Super Sports, and to equally seek for the governor's and state support for the sporting event. Mr. Governor, in his response, assured the organizers of his unflinching support for the tournament, christened ECO International Cup.
We are here to talk to you, to share with you what we have brought to your Lagos and our Lagos. We've brought an international pre-season football tournament, which will attract, we'll have 4 of our big teams in Nigeria and 4 teams from outside the country playing. We have the big boys, the Ikorodu City, whose chairman is here. He'll be waving the flag of Lagos State at the tournament. We have Enyimba playing. We have Remo coming to play. And we also have Shooting. By the way, Shooting won the tournament last year, which we held in Enugu. Now, we also have Daje FC, who are about to win the league in Republic of Benin. We have Super Sports United coming from South Africa. We have Asante Kotoko coming from Ghana, and we have Antalya Sports coming from Turkey. So it's a full house, and it will be 2 weeks of intense football carnival. Okay, and we felt that we should come and let you know that this is what has come to your state and right at your doorpost. We said we should come and present the trophy to you, show you the trophy. The choice of Lagos in hosting this tournament was a very easy one, sir. The work that has gone into Lagos in the last 4, 5, 6 years has been enormous. Security has improved tremendously. All the teams that are coming from outside the country are comfortable with Lagos, sir. I must say congratulations, sir. All the teams are very comfortable. And then when we also look at the youth approach of this regime, it's been awesome.
For us, it's really about creating an enabling environment. It's creating that enabling environment that will allow, corporate organizations and sport-loving organizations like yourselves to want to come up with creative ideas like this, where we can jointly work together and continue to create opportunities for our young upcoming footballers in whatever sports. So for us, it's really just to assure you that we're here to give support, to give an enabling environment, to assure the clubs that are both coming within the country and the ones that are external, that are on invitation, that Lagos is really, really ready to receive them.
The need to foster a stronger and sustained mutual benefiting business relationship between one of the fastest growing commercial banks in the country, SunTrust Bank, and the Lagos State government informed the recent Katsa visit by the CEO of the bank, Alima Buba, and her management team to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. In clear terms, both parties recount the positive outcomes of the relationship so far, pledging to explore more areas of opportunities to collaborate.
Thank you very much for all the support we have been receiving from the state. And as usual, we are at Oliver Twist. We are asking for more support from the state government. In SunTrust Bank, we are a regional bank. We have branches in Lagos. We have about 2-3 branches. The Ikeja branch is coming up very soon. We have a lot of products and services that we know we can offer to Lagos State government. And we also have a lot of SMEs. And we have a lot of products for women. In the past, last year, we empowered about 100 women with our products, Women on Wheels, where we empowered women to get Ubers, and so far, so good. The product is excellent, and we're happy to say that the women are doing very well in terms of the Women on Wheels. So we're here to say thank you very much, and also, like I said, to ask for more.
For us, as a public sector, do business with almost all the banks in the country, because this is also where the commercial economic nerve center of the country is. So I'm happy to hear that you're planning to do an Ikeja branch, which will bring, your physical presence closer to our seat of government in Alausa, Ikeja, which will help, you deepen, customer relationship and civil service relationship, with your institution. And for us, it's really to do, what we call a risk matrix, and be able to analyze and see that, how much risk appetite can the state government, deal with this. And the Accountant General, from what I've seen, has a relationship with your bank, and I imagine he's finding it satisfactory. He's the one, and the finance commissioner, that sees the visibility. I'm a small person here. They don't show me, everything. But as you have come, and they have seen you, and they have seen part of your management, we'll plead with them that they are gracious, to your request, and they show mercy, and ensuring that whilst remaining profitable and competitive, it's still the same market, and that they will also consider, deepening their relationship with your bank.
And finally, from the governor's office, the recent Katsa visit by the Crown Princess Victoria of Sweden to the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, represented by his deputy, Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, brought to the fore issues around the long-standing bilateral relationship between Nigeria and Sweden, as well as a sustained mutually benefiting relationship between Sweden and Lagos. Speaking in line with the thought of Mr. Governor, the Lagos State Deputy Governor pledged the state government's willingness and readiness to continually engage Swedish business concerns in the city of Lagos to accelerate development.
And to see what the Swedish-Nigerian relationship can develop into. We see vast areas of potential for further growth and cooperation. So we are very happy to be here also together with the Swedish companies already present in Nigeria, but also others that have joined us on this mission. So thank you so much for your warm welcome.
Madam Ambassador has been doing a great job talking to our businesses in Nigeria and how we can interact. I think some few months ago, we had a meeting where we talk about IT infrastructure, cybersecurity, and what we can do with Sweden. So we were pleasantly surprised because at that time we were promised we will be back, and then not only come up. So now we are very happy that that is germinating. We just pray that it will lead to serious engagement between the state and a lot of the companies. This is where we need a lot of technology. We've been doing a whole lot. We are building fiber optics about 6,800 kilometers across our state. We finished the first phase, about 3,500 kilometers, to increase the bandwidth penetration in our state. And interestingly, a lot of companies are coming. Google is building data center. Data centers are coming, about 4 of them are being built now in Lagos. So increasing their capacity. So for IT and other related infrastructure, Lagos is the place. And with a population of 22 million, about twice the size of Sweden. Exactly. So basically, the opportunity is wide. The opportunity is wide. So we like to engage. My understanding is after this, some of the companies will meet with our people to understand where the needs are, where we can work together. And that's why our ambassador is also here.
That's a wrap from the Governor's Office platform on the City of Lagos TV show on TV Nigeria. Up next is the Commissioner's platform. And our special guest this week is the Honorable Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Lagos State. We'll be right back. You're still watching the City of Lagos TV show. Welcome to the Commissioner's platform, where we, as usual, have a one-on-one, very expository talk shop with strategic commissioners from the various ministries in Lagos State. And of course, today we're going to be taking a look at a very important ministry. But first, let's try to share this thought. Strategic economic planning, seamless budgetary process, and of course, allocation to achieve strategic goals for a vibrant commercial city like Lagos requires critical thinking, progressive, innovative, result-oriented policy initiatives to sustain economic growth. Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget sustained this line of thought. That brings us to introducing our guests, the Honorable Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, one man who, of course, has been able to keep the flag flying in line with the Themes Plus agenda, Mr. Opejoge. Thank you, sir, for joining us on the program.
Thank you, it's a pleasure.
First and foremost, a strategic ministry of this nature, a lot of Lagosians and stakeholders would like to know who is the man, Opejoge. Can you just give us a brief but precise professional background of yourself?
Thank you very much. So yes, my name is Opejoge. I work as the Commissioner for Budgets and Planning for Lagos State. I have a BSc in Business Economics. I also have an MSc in International Business. I have some experience in investment banking. I worked as an investment banker. I've also done some corporate finance. I've held some previous roles within the public sector. I've worked as a special advisor to Governor of Public-Private Partnerships. I've also worked as the Deputy Managing Director of the Free Trade Zone Lekki Worldwide Investments Company, an investment arm of the state government. And I also was in the past the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on economic matters. So my background is basically in finance, and I've also done some work in telecoms as well.
All right, thank you very much. Now, it is of very critical importance to also look into the strategic master plan, because for a ministry of this nature, there is a strategic master plan when it has to do with ensuring that Lagos economy is, put on the right track. So what is a strategic master plan, and what does it actually intend to achieve?
As you rightly said, we have a plan. We always follow a plan within the state. I think one of the things I like to say is that whilst we have always been blessed with having talented individuals, one of the things I think we have fantastic institutions. We have institutions that stand the test of time. So everything we've done in Lagos has been built on a plan. The current president also set up the plan for Lagos. So what we've done is consistently we followed our development plan. Right now, we're working with the Lagos State Development Plan, LSDP plan, which we've had, which we also follow. So for us, as you rightly said, planning is key, planning is essential. And we find that at any point in time, the key to the planning is that we also need to ensure that we're flexible. So at any point in time, things change, we go back, we review our plans, and we ensure that we can sort of update our plans and keep them up to speed with economic realities and also what's going on within the country and the world at that point in time. Every couple of years, we have a summit, which is NNPC, which we come together, we review our plans, we look at how we fared, and then we go and if we need to reset, we reset and try and move things forward.
Lagos recently had a very impressive economic rating as Africa's second largest city economy after Egypt, Cairo. When you look at this kind of rating, it tells you that a lot of work has been done. How does this impact on your set objectives looking at this rating?
For us in Lagos, what I always say is that we're a sub-national, but we're also burdened with the issues of being a national. So everything we do in Lagos, we're doing it acting like a sub-national. For instance, the rail system we built in Lagos, you rarely find sub-nationals building rails, but we've built a rail, we have the blue line, we have the red line, we have the other lines which are coming on stream. So there's a lot of work that goes into what we do in Lagos, and it's, as I said, we're a sub-national, but then we do have the issues of being like a national. So we have to act like a national. So we're rated the same as the country, which is good for us. As you said, one of the largest economies. We're constantly moving, depending on which matrix you use to check it. We're either the fourth or the fifth largest economy in Africa. It's a huge market. We also recently just started the establishment of setting up an LIFC, which is the Lagos International Financial Center. So what we'd find is that in the past, there's always been a willingness to come to do business in Nigeria and in Lagos, but then there's been a bit of a missing link where we've been able to have a proper structure where we can help businesses come in. They can set up and they know that there are guidelines they can follow, and they know they have people who can help them hold their hands to develop. So one of the things we're very, very excited about is the LIFC. We believe that be a game changer for us and push us even further in our development to be the premier city in Africa.
Since you came on board as the Honorable Commissioner, we'd like you to encapsulate your major giant strides in terms of achievements of the ministry under the present administration.
Okay, so I think with that, I'd say that I've been very fortunate in the sense that in the past we've had various honorable commissioners who've held the mantle of being the commissioner for Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget. To name a few, we've had Mr. Cardozo, we've had current governor, Mr. Governor, who's also been commissioner. We've had Mr. Ben Akabueze, we recently had Mr. Sami Gube. So it's always been a big shoes to fill, so to speak. But and I've been fortunate in the sense that from generation to generation, they've always handed down a ministry that has been fully functional and that has also been a premier pace setter. So for me, it was very simple to sort of pick up the mantle and ensure that we continuously moved forward. what we've tried to do, we've tried to sort of expand our economic intelligence, our data gathering, and also our planning. So we've ensured that we've tried to move the bar upwards to ensure that in terms of statistics, we can deliver the right sort of statistics, the right sort of reports. So we've recently just also launched the LEDU, the Economic Development Update report, which we launched, and we felt, if we can move these areas forward, for me, those are the areas I'd like to build on. As a ministry, we're very proud of the fact that our LEDU report, it is the first of its kind. With it, we got a lot of accolades to ensure that what we've put out there is data that can be used, and it also projects the fact that we're moving forward in the state. In terms of our budgets and our budgeting cycle, we're very, very proud of the fact that, as I said last year, we crossed the 1 trillion naira mark with our budgeting cycle. We've ensured that over the year, last couple of years, our consultative forums have been a lot more detailed. We've gone out to the people to ensure that we've listened to what they want in terms of input into their budget. We've strengthened our planning. We've strengthened our economic intelligence departments within the ministry. And for us, I think we're moving in the right direction, and we're also ensuring that as a ministry, we can offer the right sort of advice and right sort of guidance to other MDAs to ensure that we can move the state forward. As a ministry, we've ensured that our human capital development is very, very important, trying to upskill our people, a lot more training, and ensuring that our people can get access to sort of the right sort of quality training, strengthen our budgeting processes, to ensure that our budgeting processes are a lot more stronger.
Okay, let's look at fiscal discipline and budget performance, because this gives us a clear picture of the progress made so far.
So fiscal discipline is key, and one of the things we're very proud of is last year, I believe we crossed the 1 trillion naira revenue mark for the first time. I must commend the LRS team, very, very efficient, very, very professional. And then just to speak to what I mentioned earlier, where you find that, in the institutions we have in Lagos are such that, they stand the test of time and they continuously improve and raise the bar. We've pushed it up again this year to ensure that we can get that and improve and surpass on our performance. And a lot of things we're putting in place to ensure we can do that is that we're incorporating a lot more technology. We're very, 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 very key on fiscal discipline, as you rightly said. And for us as a state, we've invested a lot in infrastructure, and we find that our capital expenditure in terms of our budget is always larger than what we do in our recurrent. So just to continuously push on that and ensure that we can develop our state and develop our city. So for us, as I said, buy set, but we always push the bar higher.
In case you just joined us, you're watching the Commissioner's Platform, and we'll be speaking with the Honorable Commissioner from the Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget, Mr. Opejoch. Now, Honorable Commissioner, let's look at improved development planning and project implementation, because these are very vital components of, trying to ensure that you meet up your set objectives.
As I said, it goes back to planning and monitoring. So there's a lot we do in terms of being a focal ministry and being able to sort of interact with all the other MDAs. We've invested heavily in our monitoring and evaluation. We have a monitoring and evaluation department within the ministry. So all the projects within the state, we also ensure that before they are signed off for payments, we go and we inspect every single project. So it's a lot of work, but we find that with doing that, we're able to sort of understand and safeguard where we are in terms of our infrastructural development, to ensure that at any point in time, if we see that there are issues that can come up, we can flag it and say, look, this road you are trying to build, we've noticed so you need to go back and we look at it. Recently, over the last couple of years, with the change in the foreign exchange, we had a lot of variation issues in terms of all the contracts that were issued. So that was something we had to go back and look at and find ways to which we could sort of come up with ingenious ways to be able to sort of get the contracts finished and get them across the line. So, we're always constantly ensuring that we always need to continuously check where we are and ensure that at any point in time we are not caught on our ways and we can sort of react quickly.
So what are you doing with regards to citizen engagement and, of course, the issue of transparency?
Okay, so it's very important. One of the things we do every year is once we start the budgeting process, we go around all the village divisions and we have meetings with all the citizens and we understand what it is they want to see in their budget, because as I said, it's not just a budget for us, it's a budget for the citizens and every negotiation. So we go around, we ask them. I'll be the first to admit that we can't always take into account everything they want, but since it's a yearly engagement, we know that every year when we go back the next year, we have to sort of give account of what it is they've requested. for the year before. So we're well aware of the fact that we have to sort of keep tabs on what's going on, but we ensure that the citizens are always engaged. We have various mechanisms within the state for which citizens can give feedback, and they have the citizens gates, they have the Office of Civic Engagement, which interacts with citizens. So we ensure that we always check with them to see where are we, what's going on, are we missing anything, and if we are, we try and as much as possible go back and address this situation.
Lagos as a commercial center is also known for its level of resilience. The governor has mentioned this on several occasions, that looking at the very vital areas of the Things Plus agenda is to create a very resilient economy. And so when we talk about economic resilience and social impact initiatives, what has the ministry done with this regard?
I believe we're probably one of the few ministries or states, if not the only one, if we're not, maybe one or two, that has a resident resilience officer. So we ensure that at any point in time, whilst we can't always safeguard for all the shocks, but at least we try as much as possible to anticipate and know that, when we have issues, how do we react? Resilience is key. And, for Lagos, Lagos is constantly evolving. Just look at what happens every year now. Every year in December, we have an inflow of people that come into Lagos. They book as early as June, July to ensure they're coming to Lagos. So we've started looking at the fact that we need to sort of think a lot longer term. We need to ensure we have enough hotel rooms. We need to ensure that our transportation networks can cope with the amount of people that come into Lagos over the December time period. So now we know that Lagos is not just, as we used to say in the past, we want to be the mega model city, but now we're actually living what it is, our realities. And you find that year in, year out, we're growing, the economy is growing. And Lagos now is actually, a premier destination where people actually look forward to coming to Lagos to spend some time.
Looking at a ministry of this nature, data gathering is of fundamental importance. What is the data gathering mechanism of the ministry, and how reliable and useful has this data been?
We have a Bureau of Statistics, which is within the ministry. We are also trying to ensure that we can upscale that, and we can sort of give that bureau a lot more capacity, and being able to sort of be the premier area for statistics within the state. We have an economic intelligence department as well. So we know that it's work in progress, but it's something that we're very, very mindful of. But one of the things we're proud of is, as I said earlier, we launched the LEDU report, and that was all done in-house, and we got quite a lot of commendations for that in terms of the quality of work that was done. And for us, we feel we need to continuously build on that and ensure that we ensure that everything that comes out of our departments that give out data are the right and the premier and can be reliable, and things that the whole country can sort of rely on.
Let's look at your policy direction with regards to the annual economic development plans and supplementary budget allocation implementation by the state government.
Yes, so in terms of budgetary allocation, we have a COFOR group. So each group has its allocation. We allocate budgets to each MDA. We've had to, in the past couple of years, go back and reorder our budgets based on the fact that maybe we've had some changes in certain factors and certain areas. But I think for us, one of the things we like to look at and say is that it's not in any way a negative thing. For us, being able to sort of understand that we need to make adjustments. We go and make the adjustments and make it quickly. So it's not a problem, not a challenge. We had a supplementary last year, which was good. So we made a bit more than we anticipated. We spoke about the fact that we crossed the 1 trillion naira mark. And I think for us, Lagos is going in the right direction. All the indices look good. And we're very, very optimistic that we'll continuously move ahead and raise the bar. Our budget this year is one of the largest budgets we've ever put out. And we know that, we need to ensure that we can hit our marks so that when we come next year, we can sort of raise the bar slightly higher again.
So what is the level of nature of synergy and collaboration between your ministry and other strategic ministries as well?
I think the fact that obviously by the nature of what it is and our ministry, we are intertwined with every other ministry. So we work with everyone. We ensure that we sit with them and ensure that their medium-term goals are met. We constantly have reviews. We have revenue meetings with the ministries. We have meetings to ensure that what they've said they can do, they're meeting their targets. And if they cannot meet their targets, we need to understand what the issue is and how we can help them change and meet their targets. So we're a ministry that we have to work with everyone, and that's what we do. And we ensure that because it's a collective effort, and we need to ensure that the whole team moves together. So we're in line with all the other MDAs, and we ensure that we also meet with them regularly to ensure their budgets are moving in the right direction and they're hitting their targets.
As a commercial city that has economic and business ties with diverse local and international monetary related institutions, what advisory role does the ministry play to guide the government appropriately to achieve its developmental agenda?
We work very, very closely with the Ministry of Finance, and we call every year we look at our rating. We're currently going through the process now of reviewing our rating. So we'll be talking to the rating agencies where we give them information for them to look at us, assess us, and let us know what our credit ratings are. So we're currently going through that process. So it's something we do. We're also one of the few states that we ensure that when we work with multilateral organizations, we try as much as possible to ensure. For instance, we just finished a facility with the IFC, and it was something that was done in Naira. So for us, we look at things in a dynamic way, a dynamic nature. We ensure that we don't overexpose ourselves. Our sustainability levels are quite good. So at any point in time, there's collaboration with both Ministry of Finance, Debt Management Office to ensure that our planning is in place and our sustainability ratios are well within limits.
Honorable Commissioner, for a ministry of this nature, there are obviously challenges. Can we share these challenges and what effort are you making to mitigate against?
Well, there are always challenges, and I think for us, by the nature of what it is we do, it's a case of everyone wanting a bit more and not wanting to give up anything. So you find that every year when we go through our budget process, we find that we have so many requests and so many needs that we can't always meet all those requirements. But what we try and say is that, look, we need to ensure that at any point in time we move together collectively for the betterment of the state and as a whole unit. So, it's always very, very key for us to be able to look left and look right and be able to make the right judgment, or to say, take a bit from here and put a bit here to ensure that, we move forward. But for a city like Lagos and the population we have and just the fact that the kind of commercial business we generate, it's very, very important that we need to constantly try and ensure that we can sort of improve our revenue generation, because even our budget, to be honest with you, it's not for a city like Lagos, it is still somewhat optimal, below par in terms of what it is we can do. We can push the bar a lot higher for the population we have. So, we have a lot of challenges, but, I think one of the good things is that at any point in time, we're constantly moving forward and evolving. So for us, I think it's just to keep on the right track. The future, I believe, is very bright, and we just need to ensure that we continuously move and up ourselves.
Talking about the future, what are your projected plans?
Well, I tend to just take one day at a time. I don't tend to over plan. I can't, we're all not in control of what it is. It's just to sort of ensure that you do your best for the day and ensure that you get up the next day and come in and continuously give your best. So, while saying that, I think it's important that the state does have a plan, which we all try to follow. And I think for us is to ensure that we just continuously build on that. As I said earlier, we have a very professional ministry. We've done very well as a government with the Themes and Themes Plus agenda. So we're hoping that, we continuously move and close out the next couple of years of Governor Sanwo-Olu's administration and on the right track and on the high. We have two lines which we've just done, the blue line and the red line. We're optimistic that the green line would start or come on stream. We have the airport which we're developing, which is coming up. We have the food and logistics hub, which we've created. We have market hubs which we're expanding on. So, we have a lot of infrastructure going on, roads being built, bridges, So for us, we're very, very optimistic, and we hope that at least we'll definitely leave the city better than we met it.
So on a final note, what is your word of assurance and encouragement to all stakeholders, and especially to Lagosians?
To Lagosians, to say that we're very listening government. We understand that we need to work, we need to deliver. We work to earn your trust. we ensure that at any point in time, I mean, for us in our ministry, anyway, our doors are open. We're looking to we're happy to sort of get comments and information from citizens, and just to say, look, the future is bright, and I think for us in Lagos, we're moving in the right direction.
Mr. Okpe George, thank you very much for coming on the program.
Thank you.
The Honorable Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, speaking to us on very innovative and strategic efforts and achievements of the ministry for Lagos to actually, become greater, because that is actually the focus, really. For us here, we've been able to confirm and verify the success rate of the ministry in line with the Things Plus agenda to ensure that the expectations of Lagosians are met based on the campaign promises of the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu. And that's it on the Commissioner's platform at this moment. The City of Lagos TV show will continue in a moment. We'll be right back. The City of Lagos is home to all. Please feel free, feel at home in your city, my city, our city. The City of Lagos. Thanks for watching.